Now on Student Reports Up to the Minute. We'll go inside an inspiring elementary classroom that's made a difference in the lives of others. We'll flash back and take a look at the accomplishments Guilford County Schools has made in the 2012-2013 school year. And then, are you stuck at home with not a clue of what to do? We'll take you on a trip around the Triad for the best ideas for summer fun and activities. That's all coming up now on Student Reports. Hello and welcome to Student Reports Up to the Minute. I'm Tyler Hardin in beautiful Center City Park in downtown Greensboro. Now, before we start the summer fun outside, let's take a trip inside the classroom and meet some inspiring elementary students who've been busy making a huge impact at Archer Elementary School this past school year. After the Boston Marathon bombings, a 4th grade class at Archer Elementary knew it was time to step in and finish the race for those runners who were unable to. Thus began the student-led project operation Finish the Race under the direction of Mr. Turczini. After logging many miles with student and community support, not only did the students reach their goal, but also surpassed it by walking and running a total of 6,380 miles. Wow. Now, to celebrate, a Greensboro native, Reed Bollinger, who ran the marathon, visited the 4th grade class and presented an official Boston Marathon mile marker to the students for their hard work in making this service project a success. The students are now planning a trip to help cheer on the runners in the 2014 Boston Marathon. Now, this highlights only one of many amazing and successful service projects students have helped to sustain this past school year. Even though these students at Archer are out for the summer, they are still working towards bettering our community.
One of our projects was Operation Finish the Race, and it was about doing miles to help the Boston runners who couldn't finish the race.
And this pasta for pennies, service planning for the leukemia children that are in the Ronald McDonald House and that are sick and have a leukemia.
We had pen pals, and we had to write to them, and they wrote back to us every 2 weeks.
Now, keeping your young elementary student active and engaged all summer is an important but fairly easy task.
So I think a teacher, one of our responsibilities on the last day of school is to get that information out, and always throughout the summer to spread out those emails to those parents that you've had. And read. My thing is, you don't have to just read what's on the book list that everything goes home. Pick up a magazine. When you go to maybe Virginia to visit your grandmother, go to the visitor center and look at those pamphlets and look at those text features. The more that they see, when they come back, they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready for those high level and that rigorous curriculum.
Now, these skills they learn and develop at an early age will help enrich their life and the lives of others even before they walk the stage at graduation, in which Guilford County Schools has much to be proud of, including the over 5,000 Guilford County seniors that made their way across the stage to graduate. Now, the GCS class of 2013 earned over $126 million in scholarship offers. This includes athletic, academic, fine arts, merit, need-based, and military scholarships and grants. Now, Grimsley High topped the list with more than $14 million, with Page and Northwest close behind at more than $11 million each. Also, the GCS class of 2013 logged over 227,000 service learning hours, which exemplifies the work given back to our local community. The 2012-2013 school year has been an exceptional year for Guilford County Schools, boasting both the North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Grimsley's own Karen Dickerson, and the North Carolina Athlete of the Year, Northern High's TJ Logan. GCS also was awarded the 2013 United Way Spirit of North Carolina Award. The $30 million Race to the Top district grant from the U.S. Department of Education that will put 21,000 tablet computers in the hands of middle schoolers in the new PACE Personalized Learning Project. Now, in February 2013, GCS was honored to be recognized as the North Carolina District of Character by the National Schools and Districts of Character program administered by the Character Education Partnership in Washington, D.C. Then in May, GCS received one of the greatest honors to be recognized as a National District of Character, only one of 3 in the nation. This is also the first time a school district in North Carolina has won this national award. Congratulations, Guilford County Schools, as a National District of Character.
Well, it was awesome. It was an amazing opportunity, and we really were at a place of gratitude, because all of the work and the recognition of being a National District of Character did not just come from, the Character Development Department. We are able to collect that information, but ultimately it's representation of what all of our schools, all of our departments in Guilford County is actually doing around character development. And so it's a pleasure to know what our superintendent has brought into our school district.
We've certainly had a lot of terrific seniors this past school year. Now it's time to give our high school graduates a voice to reflect on the amazing work they've accomplished, not only academically, but even outside the classroom, with the Student Reports Senior Spotlight featuring Western High graduate Elizabeth Grady.
Wow, Western, gosh, I can't even begin. 4 years I've had so many opportunities at Western. I've been able to get involved on the Superintendent Student Advisory Council. I've been able to become a service learning ambassador, taking field trips to other schools and doing service learning, such as the Newcomer School, which is like right near Western. Getting involved with Ashton Fund, Ashton's Angels, and starting a cancer awareness project. Western has provided me with so many opportunities.
Now let's wish Elizabeth the best at UNC Chapel Hill in the fall. Well, students all across Guilford County have logged many service learning hours, making a huge impact in creating a safer, well-rounded community. And this summer is a great time to continue your service and log your hours. Although you may encounter some trouble working on the Noble Hour system that stores your service hours, that's why, as the Service Learning Youth Council President, I've asked a fellow member of the council, Meredith Weddick, to join us in saving the day with instructions on how to log your hours. Meredith, take it away.
Thanks, Tyler. So today we are here to give you the lowdown on how Noble Hour works. So here is the Noble Hour homepage, and if you don't have an account, you click on Get Started, but I already have an account, so I just log right in. Here is the Noble Hour homepage. The first thing you want to do is join a community. You're only going to join one community, and that community will be your high school. So my high school is Grimsley, so I search in the keywords Grimsley. I find it, and then I join it right here. You click that button. Then once you've joined this community, you can click on the little globe, and you can go to it. So Communities Grimsley High School. So this, of course, will be your high school, whatever high school you attend. So opportunities, this is where opportunities for your school are posted, whether that be through clubs or whatever. Teachers have access to posting those. Groups are clubs at your school, and then hour tracking is where you're going to go to track your hours. So track a new opportunity is where you're going to first go. Anything you do outside of your school will have to be done through this group right here called your school's name, Community-Based Service Learning Approval. As you notice, the word approval is in it, so you do have to submit an approval form, and that'll be to your counselor, who then turns it in to the service learning coach for your region. And if you do something through your school, then you select the club, which is the group that you did the project with. So if I do something outside of Grimsley, I will click Select Group. You then have to find your opportunity, or you have to add it. If your opportunity or organization is on Noble Hour, you can search it, or if you have the code, you can just enter the code. If you don't, you can press I can't find my organization, enter the information for that organization and the opportunity, enter the contact person's name and phone number, and submit the opportunity information. It'll then take you to a review and submit page. And if you have all green writing, you will then be able to continue and click Submit. So once you've added this information, you go to Add Hours. So you can add hours by daily or week. So you'll go here and you can add, you put the day you did it, the time you did it, you find the opportunity, put a little reflection in, and you click Add. You then can, once you've added the hours you want, you go to Submit Hours. Submit my hours. So this is the hours I just created. Click Select. Verify this, enter your full name, click the checkbox, and submit. And that is the lowdown on how to log hours on Noble Hour. Thank you. Back to you, Tyler.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Meredith. Now, if you reach over 100 service hours, you'll be able to receive the Service Learning Exemplary Award. However, if you reach 250 or more service hours, you'll be awarded with the Service Learning Diploma at graduation and will be able to attend the Cool to Serve event, where each student is entered into a drawing to win some awesome prizes and even a new car. Sounds like fun, right? Now, Cool to Serve will take place the summer of your graduating year. If you would like to learn more information on service learning and the standards, visit gcsnc.com/service learning. Now, while students are away from the classroom enjoying summer, Student Reports wanted to see what's keeping everyone so busy, so we hit the streets of Greensboro to get answers.
I plan on hanging out at the lake and going to the beach with a bunch of friends and going to Florida. And
Going to Myrtle Beach.
I'm going to Chicago and the beach. I'm planning to go to Florida at the end of July and probably going to hang out with a bunch of my friends.
And going to the beach and hanging out with my friends.
Well, I'm going to camp and I'm going to the beach too.
We're going to the beach.
I ride horses and I'm going to be going to the beach for a couple weeks. I plan on traveling and seeing my family and roller coasters, because roller coasters are awesome.
Very nice.
And eating.
Well, I'm going to Canada for 2 weeks and then the beach for 5 weeks.
I plan to go to the beach and hang out with my friends and just chill.
Certainly a lot of interesting activities for students and parents all over Greensboro. But if you're still lounging on the couch, don't wait any longer, because Student Reports is about to take you on a trip around the Triad, highlighting all the summer hotspots you can take part in. So let's get started. Our first stop is the Greensboro Science Center, which offers an experience you will not find anywhere else in Greensboro. Take a trip through the zoo and meet Axel the tiger, or learn more about the T-Rex and all its friends, or even build your own robot.
The Greensboro Science Center is great. We have such a wide range of programming, everything from physics and chemistry to engineering, robotics, earth sciences, astronomy, and of course biology and animals.
Our friend Martha at the Greensboro Science Center shares a little bit more about how you can get active in exploring your own backyard.
Here at the Greensboro Science Center, we're all about making connections with kids, whether it's something that they really like or making them think about something in a new way and connecting different areas of science. So in my hand, I have a Chilean rose tarantula, and we have some real animal nuts here. They love to get a high one right there from my tarantula, and you can pet it and you can see that it looks like it's got hairs. They're made of chitin material, and if I give it enough time, little Velcro-like hooks on the end of each foot help it to hang on, and you can see the legs moving now. But in a robotics class, I might also go in, well, they've got a spider too, and they built one right here. And it's great to show them how nature works. You can see all the jointed legs here, all the jointed legs here, and they've programmed this to at least move a little bit. It's not going to romp across the table, but you can see how its joints also are going to be put into motion, and that's an idea of engineering. But again, I like to connect it back with what they see. They can see a spider in their backyard. So go outside and explore spiders and think about what you can do next.
Now, the Greensboro Science Center has a lot of avenues to explore. So if you would like to learn more information, visit greensboroscience.org. Now, our second stop on our trip around the Triad takes us to the Greensboro Children's Museum, located right here in downtown Greensboro, where students of all ages, primarily elementary age children, can explore real-life scenarios, from riding a fire truck to shopping for groceries or even planting in the edible schoolyard. You'll always have an adventure to pursue at the Greensboro Children's Museum.
Well, we have over 20 exhibits, which is fabulous, and we're in a setting that is safe, engaging. We have people here on staff that will show children and their families exactly, what is here and how to play. In addition, the outdoors is an oasis. We have a sensory garden, we have edible plants, and we also have a teaching kitchen. So in addition to what children can do here, they can also sign up for classes, programs, including our summer camps.
Moms and dads ultimately agree about getting their children away from the computer or TV over the summer, and the Children's Museum offers fun activities for just that.
Well, I think any time away from a screen and engaging your imagination is time well spent as a child. And so this is definitely a place where that can happen. We've watched it happen for a couple of hours now.
Each activity the Children's Museum offers allows for children to problem solve while still having a great time.
Well, when I first got here, I just ran around and we just went from place to place to place. And then we found, my mom said, well, maybe we should stick to one place. So we found the pizza pan, and we stuck to that for a long time.
And my day has been it's been really fun at the Children's Museum.
For For more information on activities and volunteer opportunities at the Greensboro Children's Museum, visit gcmuseum.com. Now moving on to our third stop along the Trip Around the Triad, and that's at the Greensboro Public Library, which of course offers an array of books, but also DVDs, magazines, access to the internet, and other publications for all citizens to enjoy. But during the summer, there are special programs just for children in hopes of connecting their mind to the imagination.
We know that children can actually lose as much as a grade level in their academic progress over the summer if they're not engaged intellectually and if they're not reading. So reading is kind of the gateway to everything else academic that you're going to do. And so it's really crucial that kids continue reading.
With 7 locations around Greensboro, you are bound to be near a public library, so stop in or visit greensboro-nc.gov to find out how you can check out your own books. Now moving along to our fourth and final stop is the Greensboro Historical Museum. Now don't be fooled, this isn't your average museum. With new interactive technology and stimulating exhibits, you're sure to come out with a greater sense of Greensboro's historical background.
There are so many ways that the Historical Museum contributes to life in the city. Not only are we the place to come to if you want to find out a little bit more about the history of Greensboro, of this region, of the past in general, but we are also a fun place to visit.
Now our friend Dean, who is the curator of education for the Greensboro Historical Museum, has an exclusive look at one of the many exhibits.
Here at the Greensboro Historical Museum, we're in our Changing Times gallery, and this is a really interesting gallery in that it explores Greensboro's rich, often troubled, but very interesting history with civil rights. As many know, but as many may not know, Greensboro's had a really interesting history with civil rights in that some of the first sit-ins of the civil rights movement were held here. And we'll see more about that. But there are many different firsts here in Greensboro, and when recently in the past 20 years, when the depot downtown was doing some renovation, they actually uncovered this really amazing piece here, this artifact, the colored entrance to the depot. Really is a artifacts like this are really just portals for us to really begin to explore our history here in Greensboro, which is so, as I said, like just deep and really interesting, and gets conversations going that are really important. The first sit-in, some of the first sit-ins were at the Woolworth Building downtown. We have a section here at the museum, and it's important for us to explore history like this, especially among teens and youth who don't necessarily have maybe the best sense of why things are the way they are today, and how they got better among some communities and it's still tough amongst others, but that's something that we love to bring youth in and talk about, and just introduce people to a greater history that they may not know. So we're excited to have a lot of students in, and often do have a lot of tours, so we're excited about that.
If you are interested in learning more about Greensboro's culture and history, either stop by the museum or visit greensborohistory.org. Now remember, these are only 4 great locations to make sure you stay engaged and active over the summer, but you still have shopping, seeing a play or movie, volunteering, watching a Grasshoppers game, or even taking a stroll down Elm Street with a friend to make the most of every summer day. Now our next senior spotlight features a student new to America, Greensboro College Middle College, Jose Olivia.
Yes, when I come back to Greensboro Middle College, what I want to see is to see students doing new things, because I don't like traditional stuff. I don't like to do the same thing every time. I think changes are part of life, and we should accept them and adapt them to our present. So I want to see students doing new things and working in new technology stuff. Like Guilford County schools are going to have iPads in middle school, and that's a new thing. I would love to see one day all high schools having iPads for the students, or having a new device.
Let's wish Jose the best as he continues his education at Greensboro College in the fall. Now, where is your family going on vacation this summer? Family Fun magazine has surveyed moms all across America to find out the top 10 best family destinations in America. Are you planning to visit one of these great American destinations this summer? Here is this year's top 10 list. At number 10, Pearl Harbor Visitor Center and USS Arizona Memorial in Hawaii. Number 9, Glacier National Park in Montana. Number 8, Disney's Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida. Number 7, Yosemite National Park in California. Number 6, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore in Michigan. Number 5, Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. Number 4, the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Number 3, Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico. Number 2, the Acadia National Park in Maine. And your number 1, drumroll please, the Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. Now, some favorite North Carolina family destinations include the North Carolina Zoological Park in Asheboro, the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, the North Carolina Battleship in Wilmington, Carowinds Amusement Park in the borders of North Carolina and South Carolina, and of course, Greensboro Zone Wet and Wild Emerald Point. Now, if you're heading to either Wet and Wild or a local pool, Student Reports wants to keep you safe. So we have Talia Villarosa, a licensed lifeguard, who has all the tips to stay safe while you're having fun at the pool. Talia?
Hey Tyler, thanks for having me. I just want to go over a few general safety tips for community and residential pools. Here we see we have a slide, and then there's also diving boards at these pools. You want to make sure going down a slide you go feet first, not head, and walking on a diving board, not running. And also pay attention to the fence. These fences are built around pools for a very general reason, to keep kids and animals out of the pool whenever there's not a parental supervision or lifeguard. You also want to make sure that your child has a floating device on them or a buddy to swim with. And whenever you are supervising your child, you want to make sure that you don't get distracted, because your child could potentially get in the pool without you knowing. And drinking a lot of water and staying hydrated while you're around a pool is very important to know too. Now, you also want to make sure that you don't dive into a pool regardless of the level that it is. Even an 8-foot deep pool, you don't want to jump in, because you could potentially hit your head at the bottom. And also, you want to pay attention to the white guarding around a pool. That's saying don't stand on this just to stand there or sit there, because you could potentially slip in, or just something could go wrong with you standing on those. You want to stay away from any drain that's on a pool, and you want to make sure that you're walking around a pool at all time. And you also want to make sure that you keep your skin safe by using SPF 70. And you also see that there's SPF 15, and you really want to stay away from these sunscreens because they don't protect your body and your skin. You want to stay with SPF 70 because this will potentially save you from getting cancer or anything like that. And you want to lather this up on you around 30 to 45 minutes, because it does wear off, especially whenever you get in and out of a pool. And the UVA rays do come out, and they can break through clouds, so don't even think because there's an overcast that it's not going to break through the clouds. You also want to make sure that you do keep paying attention to your child, especially for younger children, because these floating devices can save your children. So between the ages of 1 to 3, you want to really use these ones. And for older toddlers and children, you want to use floaties. Thank you, Tyler, for having me. Back to you.
Definitely choose that 70 SPF over the 15. Thanks so much, Talia. And for more information on how to stay safe from the sun rays and out of danger from around the pool, log on to healthychild.org. Now, our next senior spotlight may soon be a star. Here's Courtney Triplett from Southeast High.
I became interested in theater when I was 15, so I was a sophomore in high school, and it's a little hard to explain, but it really helped me to kind of find my confidence, because before I was really shy, you know, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and being on stage and being surrounded with a cast and people that believed in me, it really was very influential in like helping me to grow up.
Best of luck to Courtney as she studies at UNC Chapel Hill in the fall. Well, fashion is always evolving, and Student Reports is on a mission to find the latest summer trends. So joining me now is Leslie Young with Lisa Purdue at the Silver Gallery International and Friendly Shopping Center. Leslie?
Yes, Tyler, and I'm Leslie Young here at the Silver Gallery International Boutique with the stylish Miss Lisa Purdue. Now tell me, how did you originate the Silver Gallery?
We started 13 years ago, and we started out in the sterling silver business. We opened up, I was in 9 locations at one time. We were in streets of South Point in Durham, we were in Crabtree Valley in Raleigh, South Park in Charlotte, of course, Greensboro and Haynes Mall in Winston. But in 2005, we decided to go one step further and open the boutique. And we opened it at the Pisgah Church Road on Elm Street, and later on we moved it over here in 2009 and consolidated all of our locations into this one.
Now, what inspired you to create a boutique of this nature?
Pretty much, when we travel, I look for this same concept in whatever city we go in. I love what we've done here. You know, we just pretty much consolidated everything under one roof.
And it's fantastic. I love it
Thank
too.
you.
Now, how do you keep up with the latest fashion trends?
Well, my daughter, Brittany Brown, and I are partners, and we go to and we take opportunities to go to every apparel market. And, you know, of course, when you're in the apparel industry, you just have to stay one step above the game. What we buy today is going to be for fall and winter of this year. So, you know, you're always 6 months ahead of the game, and you have to be intuitive. You have to be at the fashion shows. You have to look at the runways. I mean, we take this time out, and we take every opportunity we can just to see the new fabrics, the new trends, and just collaborate and put it all under one roof.
That's great. It's so important. Now, I hear we have a fashion show coming up?
We do. The first model is Vicki Terry. She is modeling our chevron pants. And of course, she's wearing the floppy hats, monogrammed by Silver Gallery. Vicki is our latest addition to Silver Gallery for the last 2 years. She come from the beach and been a great asset to Silver Gallery. She always sports her waxing poetic. She loves the waxing poetic just like we all do. Our next model is Megan Wilburn. Megan is wearing the lace shorts along with one of our little tunics, and she is layered it with one of our lost jackets. Megan is also wearing our Stetson boots, the cross boots that are one of our favorites, and of course she is accessorized with the John Wynn pearl necklace. It's actually a cotton ball, that's what he's known for, and it's pearlized. She's wearing one of the universal monogram necklaces and with one of the bracelets. Thank you so much, Megan. Our last model is Brittany Purdue Brown, my daughter, and she's wearing one of the Judith March dresses. Judith March designs, she designs for the customer, and the company is not so focused on high fashion on the runways, but making every day the woman look so fabulous. And Brittany's also wearing the Old Gringo boots. The Erin is the name brand of these, and she's also wearing one of the personalized monogram necklaces that we carry, and it's available in gold tone and also sterling silver jewelry. And you will not catch Brittany a day without her Alex and Ani bracelets. She loves them. Thank you so much, Brittany.
Now, when I came into the Silver Gallery, I had to pick up my favorite pattern. Tell me about it.
You do. You've got the chevron, and of course, I'm wearing chevron. We're all wearing chevron. That's one of the latest trends today. You're wearing the Three Sisters jacket, the black and white chevron, and also she's sporting one of the bubble necklaces, and also wearing one of the chevron bracelets.
Thank you so much for letting us visit your store.
You're so welcome.
Lisa has consolidated 13 years here at Friendly, and everybody who stops by is hooked. So next time on your shopping trip, make sure to stop by the Silver Gallery International Boutique. Back to you, Tyler.
Awesome, y'all look great. Thanks so much, Leslie. Now, if you're interested in getting those looks for yourself, you can find the Silver Gallery and Friendly Shopping Center or online at thesilvergalleryintl.com. Well, it's time to take to Twitter to hear your responses on how you'll spend your summer break. First, we have Bridget Lavender, who tweets, "I cannot wait to spend 5 weeks at Governor's School for Social Science, Philosophy, and more." Jalen Evan writes, "Going to New York City for a dance-intensive choreography DVD shoot. I'm already packed." Samantha Gates is not happy about taking an SAT prep class, but looking forward to designing the costumes for Big the Musical with Greensboro City Arts. Logan Pace will spend her summer volunteering in Savannah, Georgia with her family. Jefferson Kilschenheimer writes, "Going to make the most of my summer by the pool." And finally, Katie Fields tweets, "Can't wait to visit Costa Rica on a 2-week volunteer trip." And that's just a glimpse at the incredible summer plans from students all over Guilford County. Check out what TDH Media and Student Reports is working on at thetdhmedia.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook for the latest updates about positive GCS news, and follow me on Twitter at Tyler Hardin for real-time tweets from behind the scenes of GCS events. Thank you for watching Student Reports Up to the Minute Summer Edition, broadcasting in downtown Greensboro right here at Center City Park. Be sure to have a safe, happy summer. I'm Tyler Hardin. We'll see you next time.